welcome back, everybody. It's getting ready to be round 4 of pool play. Next up for you, we have a great matchup. Probably Seed 1 and Seed 2, a matchup we're going to see again later, I'm certain. It is going to be everybody's favorite UC Pink and my hometown heroes, the Hot Dogs. So I'm good friends with the coach of the Hot Dogs, so I'm going to be here representing them a little bit. And Kyle's going to be trash talking the entire time. It's going to be a good time. I'm not exactly sure what we're in for, but what I do know is there are, 4 Grandmasters and a Challenger on UC Pink?
Yeah, that is what I heard as well. That is what I heard. But yeah, what I'm a little bit disappointed in Hot Dog's name. I think Glizzy Gladiators would have been a lot better and still fitting with the hot dog theme, but that's just my personal opinion.
I am
But yeah,
absolutely going to send that message on Discord later tonight. How did you come up with Hot Dog when Glizzy is so much better?
so true, so true. But yeah, like you said, you have a little bit of intimate knowledge of the hot dogs. So
Here's what's going to happen. They are going to run it down. That's what's going to happen. I keep hearing Nefiri, Nefiri, Nefiri. That's the talk of the town, so no surprise there. I was talking about the coach, or I was talking to the coach ahead of time, and she's kind of one that put me on the point of, like, look, right now there's no meta to go off of because all the pros aren't really playing, and the pros that are playing, the live matches are patches and patches behind, so this is kind of like the wild, wild west right now. You're playing for comfort, you're playing what you think is OP and ranked, and right now it is currently Nefiri.
yeah, and I don't see them banning Nefiri here. I definitely foresee them first picking Nefiri. I think UC Pink, if they're on that same wavelength, likely see Vex ban. Definitely first picking Nefiri. And
And
there
the
it
instant
is, the
Nefiri
ban. Telegraphed. Gotta say it was a little bit telegraphed, but I mean, hey, it's what are you gonna do?
All right, we're first
Lulu
picking
first
Lulu.
pick? Go ahead.
This could easily be a top, mid, or support Lulu.
Seriously. Okay. Looks like you guys like to have a little bit of fun on the hot dog squad. I appreciate that.
And, it's
On the
always
other
Lulu is
side,
good for everything.
it's true. Machine gun Lulu, good for healing, good for damage, good for
Lulu just makes me happy
CC.
in general because Lulu makes me happy and miserable at the same time. It's like when you get polymorphed, it's like, yes, let me sit here and do nothing. But then when you're Lulu polymorph somebody, it's like, yes, this is the best thing I've ever seen.
Right?
You
All
almost
right,
like Yasuo
so
syndrome.
UC Pink can be locking in Tristana, not too shocking. She's been one of the mainstays of ADCs today. And Hot Dog's gonna be pulling up with the old Orn Horn.
I've heard some murmurs about this Orin today. I keep
Okay,
seeing it
what
in
do you?
chat as I've been walking around. People keep talking about this Orn, and I'm finally excited to see it. So, Orn into, I mean, UC Pink has shown that they're willing to play the lanes, so maybe we'll see like a Fiora kind of thing or something aggressive. We are going to see the Xayah pick first time today, which is exciting to see.
Yeah, I got a lot of disengage here. I mean, it makes sense with Tristana and Thresh in the bot lane that you would want to have something that can disengage so strongly. And so, yeah, ooh, Camille up against Ornn. That's going to be a little bit of a tough one for the Hot Dogs, in my personal opinion. I mean, yeah, Ornn can do damage. He's a quote unquote tank, but like, it's literally exactly what you would pick Camille into. So I don't know how Hot Dogs feel about that.
I'm not exactly sure. It's going to be a roller coaster for certain. As somebody that has played Ornn and used to play a lot of Ornn, Camille is not a fun matchup. There are a couple skill checks you can do with like your W and your E to kind of finesse your way out of it. But at the end of the day, you're Ornn and she's Camille. So you're just going to get abused, simply put. And you kind of just have to build your Thorn Mail and build your Emberfire Cape and whatever else and whimper in a corner and try not to die. Simply put. So
Right. The good thing about Ornn is that even if he gets his butt kicked by Camille pretty much the whole game, he'll still be able to help his teammates scale with his passive. So that's a good thing about Ornn, and he's always got good engage. So even if like that's one thing I would say he has on Camille is like even if he gets completely dumpstered, he'll still be useful. Whereas Camille, if she gets wrecked, then like it's gonna be a little bit more of a tough time. And so it looks like UC Pink definitely hardcore targeting the mid laner here with the Sylas and the Hui ban, two very strong people in the meta right now. But they haven't really banned Syndra. I don't know if that's you could tell me if that's something in Hot Dog's repertoire or not.
I mean, every mid laner has a Cinder, right?
Right.
And now how good it is, But everybody can play Syndra. At least you should be able to, especially at this level. And Syndra is never a bad pick. But I think that's really going to come down to a matchup because neither team has revealed their... that's a Pantheon.
Pantheon mid lane, maybe?
It could be Pantheon
I've done
jungle.
that.
I've heard
Pantheon
murmurs
jungle.
of Camille jungle existing too. I don't know if it's good or if it's legit,
Oh my God.
but I've heard murmurs of it. I don't think that's what we're seeing here. I think it is Camille into Orin. That would make way more sense here. But if this isn't a Pantheon mid, I'm concerned for the Azir.
As a mid laner, I've done it. It used to be disgustingly good back in Season 12. But now I'm not so sure about like the current meta. Well, I'm wondering what UC Pink's going to play here because like they don't really have any wave clears, so I would be thinking that would probably be Pantheon jungle or something like that.
Here's what I'm concerned about though. I mean, Hotdog's comp, I really like it. I mean, it's a very classical front to back scaling. You've got an AD scaler and you've got an AP scaler. You have, hey, look at that Syndra. You have your AD scaling in Xayah, you have your AP scaling in Azir, you have your HP scaling effectively in Ornn, giving the entire team buffs. And then you have a nice Enchantress support. This is a really classic comp that I like. UC Pink playing a little more aggressive, divey style here. But I feel like the Syndra's out of place in a way, because it's like Pantheon wants to engage and go, Camille wants to engage and go, Trist wants to engage and go, but Syndra is not fast enough to do that.
Yeah, I think that UC Pink definitely have a very burst-heavy comp, and I think that could definitely play very well. It just really depends on how fast Hotdog's...
The major concern that I have is how are they going to get on them? Camille and Pantheon are never sticking on Xayah and Azir. Azir has the shuffle and the wall, right? Or the dash and the wall, and Xayah has her ultimate, obviously, and then Ornn disengage and Lulu polymorph. How are you ever actually getting on top of the carries for Hotdog?
The ease of execution is definitely not quite as there as I'm sure UC Pink would like it to be, but I think what it's going to have to come down to, what probably the best scale engage into Pantheon W, or in like then Syndra follows up, or Thresh hits something and then Pantheon W and then Syndra like hits him and ults him. They do have a lot of good follow-up CC, so if they are able to catch like Xayah or Azir before they're able to get that ult with some of that hard CC, then it could be done. But I do agree with you 100% that the ease of execution, it's very perfect range in order to get their comp to work out well.
And if I'm playing this composition here, or if I'm in this game now, I'm not even being a homer when I say I like Hotdog. I'd take Hotdog's composition here every time. Just for sheer execution, like knowing that all I have to do is sit back and not get picked, and I will win this game, is a lot less pressure than, hey, it's on you. You have to execute right now. So less room for error.
Requisite to being in this game at all. I feel like they're going to have to hide on bush a lot. They're going to have to get a lot of really mean setups in order to really play their comp to the fullest, I feel like. And if Hotdogs are able to properly deal with that, they're able to get good prio, they're able to get good... So hard for UC Pink to play the way that they want to play.
Yeah, and that's exactly hide on bush faker. Yeah, no, we're gonna have to see the best faker impression ever here for this Pantheon mid to work. I think. I realistically don't think this Pantheon mid, it's Pantheon jungle. What am I talking about here? We're gonna have to channel our inner faker for the Syndra if it's gonna happen, but
yeah,
we'll see what. I don't know.
I will say though is that like if they can get some good prio early on, Pantheon does kind of crush Maokai in an out-and-out fight early on. I feel like, so if he's able to get like some help from Thresh or Tristana in like a scuttle fight or something like that, it's very easy for them to maybe get like an early kill or something like that. And Pantheon, he, with his ult later on, when he hits 6, he can gank with his ult. So there is some potential for that, and
you did bring up a good point.
Yeah,
the 2v2, the mid jungle 2v2 for Hotdogs is a lot weaker than for UC Pink. I'm a lot more scared of Pantheon Syndra than I am ever scared of Azir Maokai. Obviously, you can get stunned and shuffled, sure, but like just the sheer burst damage and the chain CC of Pantheon and Syndra is a lot more threatening. And like you mentioned, the omnipresence of Pantheon's semi-global ultimate. Like Camille could lock somebody down, right? And then Pantheon ult in from across the map. It takes a little bit of time, but with good coordination, I think it's more than doable.
Yeah, and something that I think we could very well see is if Pantheon gets a good clear early on or something like that, he just goes in mid bush and goes, like, say Azir's pushed up any slight bit, Pantheon flashes out a bush and into Syndra's stun kill, stuff like that. I think that's something that we could be seeing.
Oh, absolutely. Pantheon Flash W is so scary, especially when it's fully empowered, and if you don't react to it in time. I think there's some frames of Azir's W that you can get up in time, or the shuffle, whatever. But I don't know how much leeway there is.
Yeah, you do have to stun him at a specific time. Like if he's able to get the dash off after he has already moved, set the move command to his soldier, then you're not going to get him. But if you're able to get him like while he's still moving the soldier before he presses E to like do the shuffle, then you can get him and it won't go off, and he'll be basically stranded. So the timing will be important on that. But again, that's what we've been saying for UC Pink this whole time. The ease of execution, it's going to require very precise gameplay, but it's not impossible.
Mm-hmm. And we are playing on land, so it is 1 millisecond ping. So or effectively 0, as close to 0 as you'll ever have, right? So that timing window is tight. You have to be on it and be ready. So no ping to blame here. Just about a minute or so, we'll be getting into the first game here. I think all eyes right now at the beginning of this game are going to be at where this Pantheon is at, because I think where the Pantheon goes, action will follow. The Ornn is going to be suffering for a little bit. As long as Ornn can just kind of weather the storm, it should be okay.
Yeah, I completely agree with you on that one. That's another thing to bring up here as well as we go on, is that Camille is another character that could open up a secondary win condition for UC Pink as well, and that's a split push. They don't have to necessarily just play for exploding one character hiding on bush if things go not quite that way. They have a secondary win con if like Camille can just beat Ornn bad enough, she'll be able to split push as well.
True, but that's entirely relying on playing the matchup there. Yep. So I guess we'll see. All right, getting onto the rift here, Azir. There we go. Hotdogs are going to win the game. They drew first blood, 100%. First bit of damage, game over. GG.
Yep. Ooh, it looks like they're going for a little bit of a cheeky invade. Flash W start for Pantheon? Oh, they better get something for this. That's not going to be good for his clear, but it looks like they're going to at least get a flash right on back, but I don't know. W is not going to be miserable. Start for Panth. Yeah, it's going to suck.
I mean, realistically, as long as he gets leashed, it'll be fine. Because then you can just stun it, and you're level 2, and you get your W second, or you get your Q second, and you're fine.
That's true, but look at this. They're going to get a little bit vision here, and they're going to know exactly where he's starting off at. That is very key for them.
I'd like to see them play a little aggressively here, knowing that the Pantheon started W, but I don't think they're in a position to actually be able to punish that.
Oh, and Pantheon's actually going to go back towards top, interestingly enough. And so, which means he's not going to get a leash at all.
No, it looks like he's going to opt to start red buff, which I think makes more sense. You have some HP recovery because your clear is going to be slower because you started W. You're right, it is. That is the GOAT acclimatity in the top. Our Ornn GOAT. Starting off with just a refillable pot. So this is an interesting strategy. It's probably the... it's either a Bramble or a Ember rush, but we'll see.
Yeah, that is pretty typical for Ornn, I do believe, because he doesn't have to base to build items. So he can just like kind of chill there, tank it up, and then just build whatever he needs to in the moment.
Yeah, and I mean, why waste gold in the starter item? You're Ornn, just built the door and shield anyway.
Yeah, what I mean is like you can build it later so that you can both get that and the refillable.
Oh, okay, I see what you're saying. That makes okay. I got it now. I see. Yeah, so Ornn's gonna go ahead and try and scrap a little bit. Camille missed the W, so didn't get a shield. The Zaya's pushing in here, which is to be expected.
Well, Zaya might be in a little bit of trouble here. The flash coming in, the barrier coming in as well. Hook going to be up in time for Thresh. It's going to come down to if he can hit it or not. No,
calculated.
Actually not.
Zaya still had flash. We're big chilling. You have to try harder than that. Come on now. Bot lane is out of sums. Oh, there's Camille.
Oh, what a run.
Didn't even see that happening.
Yeah, clearly Azir didn't either. It's a jump scare death here for him to start things off. But even though he died first, he's going to be dropping the dollars on the Dark Seal. That is some Sigma energy right
Absolute
there, bro.
Chad mentality. Get with the program. This is what we're all about here at the Hot Dogs. Simply cannot. The Ornn is going to use that W tech there to not get stunned. Pantheon is just going to run around the map like a psycho. I mean, Pantheon's down 10 CS, but I have a feeling this Pantheon isn't going to break 100 CS this game. It's going to absolutely boom around.
Looks like the counter gank coming on in here. It might be a little bit dangerous, though. I don't think he's going to get here in time to save Thresh. No, Thresh does live a lot longer than we would think, but might be able to get one right on back. The shield's going to be there, though. SNK man will be falling one. But Zaya should be able to... Oh, the Q comes up just in time, and so Pantheon will get a 2-for-1 trade.
I think if you're UC Pink, you're kind of okay with that. Because your Pantheon got the gold and did miss out on the experience. But what concerns me is Zaya getting killed there and losing the experience. I feel like you wanted your Lulu to trade there, but it was good focusing by K-Man and situational awareness.
Yeah, it's just that I feel like what happened there is Zaya probably underestimated how fast he would get his Q back up, so thought maybe could take the auto trade. But Pantheon's Q cooldown is like really ridiculously fast, faster than Zaya's autos. So if Zaya was able to get,
yeah, it's actually the cooldown for
time, and it was a loss instead.
Yeah, the cooldown for Pantheon's Q is actually non-existent if you tap it. It's still like 6 to 11 seconds if you throw it.
It's like
early.
It's like
it gets down to like 2 seconds later. It's like you can actually spam it. It's insane. It comes up so fast. And then just the empowered stun. You just can't really do much about it. I'm a little surprised we didn't see a cleanse anywhere. We're seeing a lot of barrier today. Barrier and exhaust. Ornn just doing his duty, taking the abuse.
Yep, he's doing the right stuff. I mean, Camille definitely looking for some roams, being allowed to impact the map a little bit more than Ornn, but like the fact that he's not dying is pretty good. He's still getting the farm, he's still getting good stuff, and so he'll be able to hold a candle to the Camille in lane at least.
Yep, and that's exactly what that's kind of your best bet. And there's the Bramble Vest early. We're kind of trolling with the cookies. We're actually just sitting on them, not using them, but whatever. Maybe they'll get used now, but they are both level 6, so let's see what Ornn can do here. The goal is just survive. Actually, might just be straight up winning. Sit down. That's how it's done. Ornn said, get back. No summoners blown. Both summoners gone from Camille. Top lane's over. GG, go next.
Uh-oh, he's in trouble, and he W'd her, unfortunate. Oh, but she's going to get dragged under the turret. Doesn't have ult to get out, but does have barrier, is going to be ignite. And Tristana doesn't get the memo that she's already dead and dies herself, unfortunately.
Tristana went back in to try and finish up the Elim, but wasn't able to rocket jump out in time. I was wondering if they thought barrier was coming up, because what a timing, by the way, from Hot Dogs. Like 10 to 15 seconds before barrier and flash came back up on Tristana. Fantastic timing. So we'll have to see what happens next in the top lane. I mean, the CS is equivalent, and Fiora is sitting on a Sheen, and honestly, if I'm Ornn, I'm pretty happy right now.
Yeah, the fact that you not only haven't died, but solo boloed the Camille, that's pretty good stuff, man. I mean, like I said, Ornn is a quote-unquote tank, but he still does a lot of damage, and before Camille really starts getting a lot of her true damage, she does have some wiggle room to beat her up a bit.
Remember, Ornn was the original tank, assassin, bruiser, ADC, APC, all of the words at the same time.
Right.
So it's good to see Ornn still standing up to himself. I mean, Camille, you don't get to just play it for free. Like, Ornn is still a character at this point in the game. You're not completely invalidating until your Q is like max rank at least.
Yep, and it's looking like Pantheon, though he did get a little bit interrupted earlier on the Dragon, is going to be able to finish it up here with a little bit of assistance from Syndra. I think Hot Dogs realized that you saw the pings coming out, so they're going to try and trade that for the Void Grubs, which makes a lot of sense. Azir got the prio, we're able to go and get that pretty free and easy. And it's good to deny that from Camille in it.
Yep, and that's a great pickup there from the blue team, denying Void Grubs. Honestly, I feel like I would have wanted the Mountain Drake a little bit more, but denying Void Grubs is pretty good here when they have a Camille that's going to want to split push later, and a Pantheon that might want to split push a little bit later, so we're going to see the Camille and the Orange scrap it out again. With arguably the best Orange skin. Should have been Trucker Orange, but Train Conductor Orange pretty close.
I gotta agree with you on that. Train Conductor Orin, definitely the coolest one. Definitely got at least the coolest ult sound. I like how it's like a little train whistle.
Do you know the story behind the skin?
No, I don't actually. I would love to hear it.
It was I think it was semi-based around Captain Flowers. He was talking about in stream how he wanted Trucker Orin, and he was like pushing this propaganda for like 3 months on stream and on broadcast, talking about Trucker Orin, and then they give us this new like railroad themed orange, so he takes credit for it. Because instead of it being like a big truck, it's like a big train that comes down and hits you.
Ah, fair enough, fair enough.
And Flowers is one of my favorite casters of all time, so greatest of all time. Tristana going to go shoot that bomb and get the reset. Azir's a little dangerous here. Gonna go
if he got hit with that, that probably would have been death.
I mean, you have flash, you're probably safe.
Oh, but he's gonna go with them. Might be getting killed. Definitely gonna be getting killed, and Zyra gonna try to get out. The kill steal though. What? He did not need to do that.
Amazing hook from Thresh, but tragically stole the kill.
Amazing auto attack from Thresh.
I'm so here for it though. Let's go. Good job, Thresh.
He's got 3 kills. This Thresh is he's carrying the game, bro.
Hey, Thresh is a carry champion. Carry a man, hard carried T1 with Thresh.
Hey, I believe it. We'll see. I mean, Cobble Sabr, I've seen him in the past. He's a really good support. So I'm not knocking him by any means. I just thought it was really hilarious, the fact that the bomb was literally about to explode. He had to do it to him, I guess. But anyways,
I'm also just now realizing that this Lulu is running exhaust. And there are double defensives. Oh, wow. So, yeah, I mean, realistically, this Tristana shouldn't be killing. This Tristana is so far behind. I don't know how she's going to come back into this game. The call is only halfway done. She's up on she's up on CS, but I don't know. I'm worried. I feel like she's just going to be behind behind experience right now.
All right, taking a look at things elsewhere, I'm feeling like Syndra's starting to get in a position where she's really, really wanting to kill Azir, but unfortunately is not going to be able to do that, so probably just going to look to try and full clear her wave fast and then play around where Pantheon is. I feel like we're going to start to see some roams from Syndra. Might start to see some damage going on here, forcing the flash out of the Lulu, and Pantheon going to be fighting alone. Does manage to get the Lulu down and does escape any further damage courtesy of the Thresh. And in comes Syndra. She's gonna perfectly hit her! W follow-up coming in here, but oh, can't quite get the ult off on time onto the Xayah. I know was mashing R, but unfortunately hits the Maokai instead.
Yeah, I'm sitting on the other side of the glass here from that from UC Pink, and I could absolutely hear that keyboard Q getting mashed from across the map, and the R just go 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 go. We've all been there, done that, like max range, just mashing. Ooh, Xayah gonna get traded out with the Tristana. And out on Thresh Lantern. Hashtag Thresh is best support. Pantheon's coming back looking for another one. Polymorph gonna go ahead and deter him off a little bit. Man, what a great play from UC Pink, and nice momentum shift for them. But it looks like they're gonna have to take a reset here soon. If not, they could be in danger.
Yes, exactly. They do have to be very careful of how much longer they stay here. They do push that wave very hard, and so Xayah shouldn't be able to get back in time before they get a good back. But if you notice, they're trying to freeze the wave, but unfortunately they don't quite get all of it.
And the Tristana did reset. Thresh is also going to reset here. Looks like we're going to take a look at Void Grubs. Oh, that could have been death for the Maokai.
Yeah, this Thresh is on a little bit of an unfortunate timing here, but I mean, then again, so is Maokai, and if he can stop him here, that's pretty good. I think, like, in the current state of things, they probably want to try and take this fight, even though the Thresh is not necessarily there.
Yeah, I think they're fine. Pantheon feels pretty strong right now. I don't think Maokai is the strongest. Oh, never mind. Maokai just finishes Leandri's. That might change my opinion. But this Ornn is definitely strong. I don't know if the Ornn's killing Camille or Camille is killing Ornn right now. I think it's pretty skill-based right now. But luckily, neither is getting blown out, so it's a pretty good game. UC Pink gonna go and pick up their second dragon here, basically uncontested. That last bot lane death kind of sealed it for them. But it does look like Hotdog is going to go and make the attempt to pick up the Void Grubs as a trade.
Yep, and they're going to get max grubs if they're able to get it.
They did get Camille, 4, so they will get the bonus.
They're going to try and stop this. Camille does manage to bully out the jungler, but she's getting a little bit whacked upside the head. Does manage to dash away from the vines.
Saved by the Thresh once again. Yeah, now Thresh is not bot lane. There is some potential here.
Yeah, unfortunately though, she wasn't able to stop them from getting the grubs, so they will get the maximum benefit from the grubs.
This is true. This is true. Which is what you really want to deny if you're Hotdog here. You don't want to be giving Camille grubs, unfortunate. But, you know. So, just need to take some time to stabilize here. Ornn going to go ahead and take some damage. Might be claiming a turret here. And first turret has fallen. This Camille fighting this 2v1's crazy. I know Pantheon's close, but... Okay. So Pantheon's going to go ahead and take his top side out and wander elsewhere. We're going to see some resets here from UC Pink, so I presume they're going to be trying to get set up and get all on the same page and be ready for the next objective. And it looks like they're going to want to contest. They're going to want to contest Herald here, probably.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, so far it's looking really good for Syndra to go in for the contest for that. Is going to be able to get there first, but I think Maokai did get the little scuttle there, so they will have at least some permanent vision in there.
Yep, you're absolutely right.
Longer.
And once the Baron, so if I'm looking into this fight, everybody is going to have ultimates. Almost everybody is going to have all their summoners. It looks like we're having a little scuffle here in the mid lane.
Yeah. And Zaya actually used her ult already. She's still going to be dying anyway unless Maokai has anything to say about it. Oh, it might actually be able to turn this around. That is an insane amount of damage. But the Assassin Pantheon is going to get stopped by this god here, Lulu. Oh my god, no shot. This ADC is still alive. They get a 1-for-1 trade, and they're looking maybe to turn around for even more. Thresh is going to land a hook onto an invincible Ornn, and then comes Camille onto the ADC, down for the count. Urson, and stunned out is going to be the Lulu. Ornn's trying to peel, trying desperately, and does get at least a Tristana, and I think that's going to be a good one for Hotdog at the end of the day.
Yeah, I mean, it's a 2-for-2 at the end of the day, but it's 80 carry and jungle for 80 carry and jungle.
Too much! They're gonna get punished now. All their damage dealers are gone, and Syndra's coming for the cleanup. Oh, man.
Oh, the greedy overchase. But I was gonna say, I mean, it was a 2-for-2 jungle for jungle and support for support. So, I mean, at the end of the day, it was a fine trade. But now it's just kind of got a lot worse because of the overchase. We lost a mid lane and support for Hotdog. But on the right side, there are some bounties to be claimed now. So there's that.
Yeah, that's the one good thing about feeding your opponent is that they're worth more gold.
Exactly,
kidding,
the
obviously.
ultimate cope. I just took the biggest hit of copium. I mean, despite everything, the gold still seems fairly even. It's only 1,000 gold off, and realistically, if you look at the differentials, it's 1,000 gold up on the Ornn. If you're UC Pink, your gold is where you want it. It's on your mid laner, it's on your AD carry. If you're Hotdog, it's on your top laner and your mid laner. A little bit less than you want in your AD carry, but there's still plenty of time left in the game for that. So for now, it looks like the polymorph is going to cause the Thresh to get shut down because he can't get out in time. Thresh is a little far away. I think the idea is Camille and Pantheon are close enough to be able to get there, but Thresh isn't tanky enough to survive long enough for their ultimates channel long enough to get there.
Yeah, and the unfortunate thing about the BMing from Thresh earlier is that he was worth a lot of gold, actually. I think he had, what, a 300 gold shutdown, and so that's going to be a lot more than you would typically want your support to be worth. And so, yep, going to be doing a little bit of trading of turrets here.
Yep, and as Ornn is scaling up, it will be level 13 soon, which means ornaments will start spawning in. And once ornaments start spawning in, he's going to get increasingly stronger. So it'll become more and more difficult for this Camille to deal with him. He has finished his second item. The Camille has fallen behind. I think the Camille has reached the point where it will no longer be relevant in this game, except for maybe a split push. But we'll have to see. Next dragon's coming up here. We got a Hex Tech Soul. So blue team gonna be first team set up. Hotdog want to be where they're at. Let's see if you see Pink can walk in and execute. Hotdog giving a little bit of space. They're going to start the dragon here.
Coming on in. Horn going, and everybody knocked up. Everybody getting massively damaged. Most of it going onto the Thresh, though. But Camille is going to be falling. Not a whole lot of damage going back the other way. And it's looking like, with the tanks depleted, Hotdog are going to have to back on out of this. Sorry,
yeah, I mean, that's pretty free. Pretty free dragon. Like I said, the Camille can't really do much. She's doesn't deal enough damage. She's too squishy. I think they need to change up the game plan here and need to start going after the a split push here. And play to Camille's strengths a little bit more. And see if we can play some picks. I don't think they need to be trying for team fights here when they have a Camille and a Pantheon.
Yeah, it's good little run of play there for Hot Dogs. Not only were they able to, might be a little bit of an extra good run of play here as Ornn's looking incredibly dead unless he's able to flash out, which he is. But yeah, they're just, yeah, never mind.
Trying their best. The Lulu is going to get caught out because AP Assassins. Pantheon is here to catch out. And down go, maybe. Azir is going to flash, but ultimately flash to his death. That was a waste of a flash, unfortunately. And the Otacon's going to spawn, so that's a free pickup for UC Pink. Good stabilizing move. Azir getting caught out there. It is going to get traded out with Herald, so at the end of the day, it's not a terrible loss. I mean, are you really going to spend the money to upgrade your boots when you're barely ahead? Probably not. So Maokai opting for a defensive build after still sitting on a lot of Dark Seals over here for some reason. Mikhail's Blessing from Lulu is what you really like to see here, especially with Pantheon and Cinder being in the map.
Oh, Pantheon gonna be, I don't quite know. Just kind of chilling there, just watching as his jungle gets taken away before his very eyes, unfortunately for him. It's not looking too good for Pantheon to farm. I mean, he did get at least above your prediction of 100 CS, but it's not looking like it's going to be much more than what he has right now if Hot Dog keep playing like they are.
Yeah, I mean, there's just not a lot of jungle left to be cleaned, and they're applying a lot of pressure. We'll always have to see. Turrets are falling. The map is kind of wide open right now. So the current battle is for vision, and it looks like we're fighting over blue buff, actually. And it looks like Hotdog is going to claim that with a smite. And it looks like which is totally fine. There's not going to be another objective up for about 2.5 minutes for the Chemtech drag. But realistically, the next few minutes should be nice and quiet. Both teams farming up, kind of battling a little bit back and forth for vision in preparation for Baron.
Open it. Here comes the hide on Bush. Ornn gonna knock them all up. He's very weak, but he is absolutely demolishing this Camille. And Tristana taking way too much damage. Unfortunately, doesn't manage to get her, but at the end of the day, Syndra will still be falling victim to the Shurima Shuffle.
Everybody loves the Shurima Shuffle. Hide on Bush. You said Faker. Here he is. Reminds me of Faker winning Worlds with that amazing shuffle. But here comes the Rift Herald. They're going to go and knock down the tier 2. Probably get a charge into the tier 3 if I had to guess. Yep, down falls the second tier. A lot of gold there. All right, look at that. Ornn gonna go ahead and hop in and take the hit. Oh no, we're actually gonna run it back and hit it into the top lane tier 2.
Big brain from Al Calamity here. Gonna be.
And the team collapsed too onto the Pantheon. What a genius play. Camille, the conductor himself. You're absolutely right, chat. Good job. Ornn conductor be conducting the Herald. And the turret is now set up for the Shuriman, so it will go and bounce that wave right back. That is such an underlooked at part of Azir's kit, is those extra turrets. Wow. All right, let's see. Hotdog gonna go and take a second to reset here. Still got 45 seconds until the dragon is up, so great timing for a reset. Pantheon looking to pick up a couple buffs. Likely what I see happening here is Hotdog gonna go ahead and pick up their buff and then rotate a dragon.
Yeah, and I feel like what they're going to try and do here, they seem to be committed to the bit with the Camille split push, like we said. They are going to be, UC Pink will be getting into the jungle first, and they do have a lot of really good vision set up, like we had said. But Hotdog putting down a lot of good ones of their own and going for a little bit of an engage does only hit Cobble Sobble there. But they do manage to definitely get him here. He is 100% dead, and honestly, UC Pink just have to deal with that, give it up, and I don't think that's gonna. I think that's gonna mean that they're 100% out of this dragon fight. But at the same time, look at what Camille's doing.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Camille is now 2-3 at this point and has completed the Hydra, but I don't know if it's enough. Yeah, they're taking the turrets, they're getting dragons, but I'm not convinced yet. No, ornaments are online now. The upgraded Bramble or Thornmail is here. Oof. I'm not sure how much longer Camille's going to be able to get through this Ornn.
Yeah, I think that was a pretty intelligent play there from UC Pink. They knew that they weren't going to be able to get it, so they just crushed. I think they still had the mid turret up, and they definitely crushed the top turret. So they're at least going to be trading that for being even on dragons is good, but might not be even for long. As you can see, Maokai going to be getting a lot of attention, a lot of ults, and does manage to get out courtesy of this amazing Lulu. That's 2 times now that we've seen her save someone who definitely should have been dead.
Lulu diff. Applesauce, or applause, one of my close friends. Absolutely great work.
Applesauce.
It reads like applesauce. Okay, listen. I continue to read it as applesauce.
Fair.
But alas, they're going to go ahead and make their attempt onto the Baron here. Might as well, right? Jungler's dead. But their Baron clear isn't the fastest because Azir is not here.
Yeah, neither is Camille. It looks like they're just trying to get like a little bit of a cheeky angle onto one of them, see if they can just like catch one of them, hurt one of them, maybe kill the jungler and go for a steal. That seems to be the exact idea here, but it's not quite going as well as they would have hoped. Cobble Sobble down for the count, but Lulu is down, which means no ult
Camille's
for her.
Here.
And goes Camille. She might be able to get something done here. Jungler
They're going to steal the Baron because nobody's over there to take the smite. Okay, so Baron does go to UC Pink.
Completely. Their
2 for
pocket
2
is going to be picked 100%, and it's looking like Ornn now going to be following the unkillable. Ornn will finally take his first death of the game. Duke looking for a little bit of an inroad onto these guys as well. Azir will put up the turret to prevent the chase, but oh my god, what a turn of events for UC Pink.
Unfortunate misplay from Hotdog. They pulled the too far off the Baron when Camille came in on the teleport. She flashed from like 2 screens away and jumped onto the jungler, but not much you can do. You're not quite tanky enough yet. I mean, look at the items on Maokai. You have a Leandre's and you have a Hulled Radiance, right? What AD do you have aside from your or what armor do you have aside from your boots? Camille's just gonna chew you alive.
Now, this is gonna make me sound like even though I'm a mid lane main, I was today years old when I first noticed that Azir's turret passive applies Leandre's. Something that I just didn't notice until now.
Yes,
but,
it applies on hit effects. Kind of crazy.
Yeah, just a little fun fact for those who didn't know and didn't notice until just now like I did. But yeah, Hotdog definitely can stabilize from this. They're not down and out just yet. They're quite far behind on gold now, and their opponents are going to have a a little bit of a good run of play potentially here with the Baron buff, able to get all the control they want over the jungle. And so Hotdog, they kind of just got to play super chill right now.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure. At this point, you kind of just have to you kind of got to go back and reset, and you lost all of your tempo, and they got the Baron. And there we go. It's like, what do you do at this point? You and Ornn's going in on the Camille.
Yeah, this seems a little bit desperate to me, but we'll see if it can work out. Yeah, Camille's just gonna get safely away. That's a flash, 2 ults invested, and all the while she's just gonna get away and do it again. Everyone else just pushing down mid. It's definitely worth for UC Pink.
Yep, and if we kind of take a look at the gold here, top lane's kind of evened out in their CS. Pantheon is farming up a lot more now. It is pretty even here in the mid lane, and then bot lane seems to have stabilized. I mean, it's a pretty even game, all things considered. It's not like there's major spikes. Jungle, a little bit of a diff, but it's pretty close. And the important key items here, take a look here. There are 2 mid laners, level 16, level 15. Azir is not 16 yet. Neither have completed death cap. Both are on 2 items right for death cap. And that was an absolute assassination.
Yeah, clearly, unfortunately, those items aren't doing too much for Maokai in situations like that, as he just gets completely melted as if he's not the tank at all. But yeah, as you can see, he does have a decent amount of armor, but that doesn't really do too much about the true damage and the magic damage coming out of Syndra and Camille.
Yeah, no, it's just not enough. Ornn is leveling up. Ornaments are continuing to be handed out. Actually, they haven't been. They are currently 2 ornaments. Nope, there's 1. The Essence Reaver has been upgraded. And there's the death cap. They were waiting on the Azir death cap, I see. All right, can Azir and Ornn 2v1 the Camille? All right, the rest of the squad's pulling up.
That should be it.
All right, the Camille has dropped, but what are you going to do for it?
That is the question. Unfortunately, nothing is up and none of the waves are pushed, so by the time they manage to reach one of these turrets, Camille will likely be back up, but looks like they're just going to try and hard push it down mid, try and crack the inhibitor. If they do push it as a team, it's very likely that they will be able to get there in time, but I don't know. I feel like they kind of got to kill this Syndra because she can just crush this wave too hard. It's gonna be
Syndra
dicey.
just teleported, so she's not gonna have one if they drop her here. There is an Azir turret right here, though. That does give them some protection.
It's looking like they're going for the fight under the tower. Syndra goes down, and the pull is good from the Xayah. She will fall, but it's going to be 100% worth. 2 people down for the count now. Camille will be up, but that is going to be first home turret gone for Hotdog in their favor.
What a fight from Hotdog.
Oh,
that's how you turn it around right there. Oh, here comes the fight. They're coming back.
This is craziness from Pantheon. He's all alone. But in comes Camille, looking to give some assistance courtesy of the TP. Lulu down. They get exploded, and Ornn, he's tanky, but he's not this tanky. He's going to try and take Tristana with him on the way out. But Pantheon is going to get the stun up in time, and triple kill for the jungler.
I mean, realistically, nothing is up for 58 seconds. So your Ornn's going to be a little late here, but Ornn has teleport, so does it really matter? I mean, it's a gold swing there, obviously, but I feel like they used a lot of summoners there. Like, losing Flash on Tristana is kind of not good there. Right before a elder fight in 3 minutes, too. And Baron's going to be up here in 36 seconds, so... It was a good engage, and they did get a turret. There's not going to deny that. So we'll see what if the trade ends up being worth it. The top lane turret is almost gone, though, for UC Pink. So if Hotdog can manage to pick up the Baron here, there is a good chance the game ends.
Yep, just going to be seeing a little bit of setting up going on here, and as you can see, the setting up has already been done by UC Pink. They've got wards pretty much everywhere. They've got a control ward right next to the blue buff. They've got a control ward in every single entrance possible into their own area. And so, yeah, this is something that we were talking about in the pregame that UC Pink, I've noticed, does a very, very good job of, and Hotdog is going to have to find a way to contend with. And so,
yeah, we're going to get a quick pause here. If we're coming to this Baron fight, And what on earth? So let's take a look at summoners. Let's do a summoner check. So on UC Pink, there are exactly 2 flashes, one on Thresh, one on Syndra, which is not terrible. It's not bad. You're really glad you have it on Syndra. And you have your Smite in your Pantheon. Hotdog, on the other hand, has both summoners on Ornn. Will have both summoners on Maokai. Has both summoners on Azir. Connectivity issue. Your Xayah is missing summoners, but her ultimate is effectively another summoner. And Lulu has her ultimate. So, honestly, if I'm Hotdog here, I'm pretty confident walking into this Baron fight.
Yeah, I'm feeling pretty good about it too, other than just a big gap in the gold. Like,
but look at where it's at. Does it matter? I mean, it's down. It's down a whole item on this Pantheon, but it's a tank item. Like this Pantheon,
yeah, I'm looking
I don't
at
think it's doing
Tristana
anything.
as well. She's got like a whole other extra crit item on Xayah, and it's LDR as well. So that's going to be meaning that a lot of their tanks are going to be getting a little bit extra crushed by her. So if they are able to get rid of this Tristana early on enough, or zone her off enough, then the fight completely turns. But that's just how I see it.
That's not a bad point, and we just have to kind of wait and see what happens here. On the unpause, I mean, everybody's going to be here at this fight. Camille is probably going to start rotating this way if she's not already. Pantheon's hovering very close. Ultimate's not ready, but it doesn't really matter. But I think this fight for Baron is going to be the game ender here.
I'm right there with you on that.
Here we go.
It's gonna take Camille a little bit of time to get here, so I think that Hotdog are currently in a little bit better of a position to take this, so long as
so long as they're able to not blow their summoners and protect their carries, I think Hotdog is going to be in a much better position here to win.
Yeah, like I was saying, I think that like current setup, Hotdog are in a pretty good spot to win this fight. However, if Thresh manages to land a hook onto Lulu early on and they're able to burst her out, that would probably be the worst possible thing that could happen to them.
Yep, the Baron has spawned. The teams are starting to assemble. The Camille is a little far away from the team.
Yeah, it doesn't look like she's even coming.
So there is a risk of a snap engage, but we'll have to see what happens. And with the summoner spells being down, it's a little concerning. But it looks like everybody's still alive. And the Baron will be started by the Hotdogs.
Yeah, I don't think that Camille even plans on showing up for this one because she doesn't have TP. She's really putting a lot of faith in her teammates.
They're melting
her teammates
this
are
Baron.
putting a lot of faith in her. They are absolutely melting this thing. A Pantheon gonna try to get it, almost does, but Azir with the damage is gonna go huge. No one's gonna die here, fortunately for UC Pink, but they do get a turret and they're gonna try and just manage to stop their backs just a little bit. No ult for the Azir, so he's just gonna have to watch as Camille takes this inhibitor.
Yep, just kind of, the Camille does earn the inhibitor. I'm not, honestly, Baron for inhibitor though, I'm not sure if that's a worthwhile trade, but realistically it's the one you have to make. Your Camille's not going to do anything in these team fights. So this is what you choose when you choose the split push.
Yeah,
Camille's going to go into this red buff here though.
But it was intelligently done, I feel like.
Correct. I mean, that's honestly your best play. You show up when you can, you don't when you don't. So the gold lead has continued to grow just a little bit. It's about a 4,000 gold. But right now, it looks like the items are finally kind of closing in, so how that gold lead will start to matter a little bit less as items are completed. And it looks like Pantheon's caught out.
That is not good whatsoever for him. He just takes that, I don't know why, straight into death. That's usually they have such good vision, but unfortunately he didn't in that case, and he's going to get completely toasted. Fortunately for UC Pink, Ornn's going to go down in the mid lane, but this might honestly turn into a base race, bro. And I don't think that's one that UC Pink is going to want to take. They're going to be just storming right on home.
There's so many Void Grubs.
Yep, and going to flash the hook. That goes down. Syndra, Tristana's going to be back here just in barely enough time. But, oh, he's going to be able to get rid of the combo there. Well played. Great sliding and gliding coming out here from Ursa on the ADC. He's barely not on the cusp of death, but he lives. Tristana will be able to live herself, and I think she might be able to repel this, but this turret's definitely going down.
And UC has received their first loss to Hotdog, my hometown heroes. Let's go, the legendary Ornn.
Hotdog, the hometown heroes indeed, dude. Man, oh man, I don't think I've seen in my entire time casting for GA anybody beat UC Pink, and they've just done it. That is a first for me, dude. And hats off to them. They played that incredibly well. Like we said in the early on times of the game, UC Pink, their comp, it was good, but it required them to play a very specific way and pretty much perfectly in that way. And unfortunately, mistakes were made, and Hotdog capitalized on those completely.
Exactly. The execution, and like I said, I'm taking that comp every day of the week because you saw what had to happen. The Camille, the Ornn, or the Camille and the Pantheon had to coordinate their dives. When they couldn't, it didn't do anything. Camille would dive in and die in like that. Pantheon could jump in and dive, but it would get completely destroyed. I mean, it's just ease of execution, honestly. It was so much easier to play the other composition, and you can't ever count that out.
100%, dude. 100%. So, yeah, that does put us about towards the end of our pool play. I think we just have one more game to go on this, and let's take a look at the current standings here.
All right, look at that. It is a
Firmly
three-way
in the
tie.
lead. And I think it's about pretty much guaranteed that unless CSU loses their next game, they're going to be moving on through to the next one. Top 4 pretty secure except for CSU.
And it looks like the Jerks are going to manage to sneak their way through in second place there at the moment. We will be going into another round here, and hopefully that should shake out. For those who are missed the beginning of the cast, the top 4 will be advancing to the bracketed stage, which will be best of 3s.
Yep, and we've got the final game of pool play coming right at you guys right after this break. Don't go anywhere.